Hello, welcome back to From Soft Serve. Today, quick little Dark Souls 1 Re-Remastered update in that I fixed something I've been wanting to fix in Lost Izalith for a long time. Well, I did a couple changes while I was checking out how it looked. And the reason why I was in Izalith is I am trying out two different mods made not by me. One made by the legendary Magpie. As you know, I've mentioned them quite often. They've been tinkering around with the Cubemaps that I've not really messed with in DS1 because I didn't really know how they functioned other than I could select which one I thought was good, but realistically I didn't know the actual, like, you could look at them in the files, but they didn't really correspond to what I was selecting in DS Map Studio, so it's a lot of inside baseball stuff. But basically he took all of the cube maps, ran them through Photoshop, and did a few like macro related things. And so on the armor here you'll see the reflections are awesome. They're so cool looking. And the armors all respond in different ways, but I would say it looks fucking awesome. And then I have the shield that also has a nice reflection on it. But it looks so good, and it also happens to weapons as well. The other thing that I installed, which I will have a link in the description, and it has like a weird acronym, but it's basically an upscaling of every piece of armor and weapon in the game. And there's a 2K and a 4K version. I personally chose the 2K version because I play the game at 1440p, and it's already like 5 gigabytes. And realistically, I think for the size of the armors, I think 4K, I'm like, eh. But, there's an option there if you want it. But, so the two of these together, plus my lighting changes, everything that's basically, that comes with the Re-Remastered mod, I think it's an incredible combination. And let's go down to Firelink because I want to show something in Lost Izalith, and on the way we can change the different armor sets and also show how it sort of affects the cube map changes also affect like the rest of the world as well. And so even the hollows, like their helmet now has more of a reflection on it, or a shine. Of course, there's going to be some people saying that, of course, does it make things too shiny? Yeah, I think there's certainly an argument for that. I mean, that's why I'm happy that it's actually not a part of my mod. It is a secondary thing that you can use if you want. And if you think it looks too shiny, well, that's fine. You don't have to use it. But I will have it as like not a required thing, but optional if you want the cube maps to look, well, just better. And so I think the one thing you can notice here is it does make the cloak shine a little bit too much, as obviously the cloak is meant to be cloth, but it's part of the same armor set, so I can understand how the cube map wouldn't know, or the game engine wouldn't know how to tell that differently, essentially. And so it's not perfect, but I thought it looked really fucking cool. Let's put the steel stuff on. I don't think I've tried the steel set fully yet. Yeah, we got a little sheen on it, and yeah, the shield looks sick. I've always wanted to. This is like one of the more beautiful shields, and I haven't used it that much. Yeah, I need to. These textures that are like really bright. That's because I modified the specular texture, so that's actually on me. I've been meaning to go back and change those. And then I changed the specular texture here a long time ago. These are changes I meant to undo, but I just hadn't done it yet. So don't blame the cube maps on that. Oop, wrong way. I meant to go. Also, this pot is one where I messed with the specular, so you can tell it sticks out versus everything else. Oops. Oh, and those two as well. I just need to do that one texture, and then it'll be fine. Also, I really got to work on I got to work on the transition here, because essentially what's happening is it's turning off the player lantern when you do this. So not only is it turning off the player lantern, it's completely changing the lighting setup because it's a different map. It's loading, obviously. So Oh, I think I changed the specular on this as well, so it kind of looks a little too shiny. Yeah, there's a lot of little changes like that that the Cubemaps have brought to my attention. Also, the lighting transition here is not ideal. You know, it's hard because, you know, they're map pieces from different maps. So, and then they're not only that, they do not share a draw param. So making those transitions more coherent is actually pretty annoying. But yeah, the Cubemaps you can see affect a lot of the game actually. Even down here where things are supposed to be moist because it's obviously Blighttown, right? Also, I wish I would have the warpable bonfire in Lost Izalith, but or in Blighttown, I mean, with the spider lady. But oh, okay, well, we got to do that again, so no biggie. I always end up killing the. Oh, oh, I had never rested. Well, look at that. Well, that is just that was meant to happen. So Izalith, I haven't really been back to, and what it looks like is basically my changes from months ago at this point. And I actually think it looks quite good. But while I was here, I ended up because basically Magpie was like, "Hey, you should check out Lost Izalith. It looks really cool." And I was like, okay, I guess I will." And while I was here, I ended up fixing something that's been on my list, which I know I've teased you long enough. But if you remember walking across this, you know, we have our nice little couple stairs here. Whoop. And you go down here, and what it was originally is you would just okay, well the collision's still a little weird, but originally you would actually just go there was nothing here. There were no stairs, and you would awkwardly just like go whoop whoop. You would just pop up, and it made no real sense. And so my theory is that they meant for there to be stairs here because or they mistakenly left the collision that let you go back up it, but it just was an invisible sort of collision. So I mean, all collisions are invisible, but what I mean is they didn't have any geo to sort of back that up. And so what I did is I went into Blender, which I think I still have Blender up. Yeah, so here's the Blender project. And I grabbed the map piece. And what I did, because right now I have you can tell where the collisions are. They're the blue part of it. But the actual object, I grabbed the stairs here and I sliced off just what I needed. And then I went back to the other part of the stairs, or this little fucking whatever this bridge is. And then I pasted them right in. And then, yeah. And then I modified the collision by copying the collision that was over here, this little flap. And then, so I kind of mirrored that same flap. So when you walk down, you now actually kind of glide across the stairs as you would back here. So it's one of those mysteries where I'm not actually sure why they did that. But we know that Izalith was like the biggest area of not being complete. And they were in a rush. And they just didn't have time. And so my theory is that they meant for there to be stairs like this down here, because why would you do it up here but not down here, but then let the player go back up? So one of the theories was on Twitter, I think it was Miranai, was saying, I actually thought it was the opposite, where they had actually intended for there not to be stairs here. And essentially, and then so my response was like, well, yeah, but that would make it a one-way trip. Because basically, without the funky collision that they had there that let you go back up this, it would have been too high, and you would have not been able to get back up without that busted ass collision, right? So I think that's still kind of cool. We're going towards ceaseless for the first time. They would have dropped you off and said, "All right, dog, you better be able to hash it," and then you'd have to kill ceaseless, and then lower the lava. And then, well, actually, even then, how do you... Well, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, how would you get down if you couldn't get back up on that bridge there? Because that bridge there, you need to cross back. I was thinking about that, yeah. You need to cross back that, because you can run all the way down here, but it's just to get the set, and I don't think you can drop from here at all. Okay, well then I update my thing of like, definitively, yeah, they meant for you to get back up on this. And so I think they just forgot to have the geo that was supposed to be there, denoting stairs. Or maybe they just really wanted something that looked weird, that didn't make a lot of sense. That's true, I don't know. The other change I made while I was in Lost Izalith is the lava. I'll actually go to my Twitter to show the comparisons. But the lava down here is this red color. And I think it actually looks like okay, right? And then up here, the big pool of lava and this remaining lava after you lower, or after you kill Ceaseless, was like straight yellow macaroni. And it's always really weird. So if we go to so here's a good example of, this was the original macaroni, and then this is my change. So neither of them look good, as this is obviously tiling, pretty hardcore. But in terms of the coloring, I think this stuck out as not matching the other lava at all. Really weird. And it was down to like using a different lava texture. So, and I did get some comments of saying like it's still a harsh contrast between the darkness of like the mountain rock or rock stuff and then the lava. And I'm like, yeah, but lava is supposed to be bright. So like, I'm fine that the lava is bright, but could it be illuminating the nearby rock better? Yes. And that could make it more cohesive, because you can tell the lava is actually lighting the Taurus demons. So my theory is that, oh, actually I do have a theory here, because it is lighting the Taurus demons, but it's not as much lighting the rock. And I think I might know why that is. Hold on. Let's try something real quick, because as we know with these map pieces, they're very funky when it comes to setting them as shadow sources or destinations. And I am curious if what I did here is stopping the lava from correctly. So this is map piece 010. Got it. Oh, okay, so 10 is the lava plus this. Got it. Got it. Okay. So I gotta go put back. This actual lava on top is actually categorized as an object, because it's the lava that goes away, which does make sense. Okay, so here's 10. Oh, interestingly, it's not set as a destination, but it is set as a source. Weird. Why would I set it as a source? Yeah, I think that's probably the problem, right? Okay. So let's save the map and then hope I can... I was doing a bunch of Dark Souls 2 stuff, so don't look at that. Just ignore all that. It's not real. Check your televisions. It is not real. It did not happen. I did not hit her mark. I did not. Alright, let's go to Dark Souls Remastered. I think it might be that. The way that lighting is handled in this game is pretty funky. And so I could see this actually affecting the illumination from the lava. Because it does seem like there's a bloom effect going on the lava, but it's not actually, like the illumination isn't hitting the rock that much. Yeah. I think that actually fixed it. Kind of. Not fully. Let's go over here. I think it did brighten up some of it. Yeah. I think it is receiving the illumination now. Yeah, that was my fuck up, I think. I mean, kind of. Like the in-between rock, I don't know if it is that much, but you can definitely tell the illumination is hitting on the side here. Yeah, I mean, that's better, I think. Or am I gaslighting myself? I might. Let me know in the comments. I might be gaslighting myself. Wait, what is that? Oh, that's a vagrant? Oh, that's so rare. I rarely ever get vagrants. All right. Chill out, Vagrant. Stay there for a second. You're on From Soft Serve. Okay, stay right there. And then shoot your coom at me. But, you know, do it when I get closer. Don't start shooting now. Okay. Yeah, shoot your coom. Yep, there you go. There's a coomer. Hell yeah, dog. Hey, okay, we got a little humanity. Well, there you go. I think that might be one of my first vagrants in a video. And even they're affected by the better cube maps in their little fucking crab claws. I also upscaled this ground texture, so it looks a little bit better than it did. I upscaled the lava texture, because when you get up close, it looked real bad. It was 512 by 512 pixels. And now I think it's 2048 by 2048. Still doesn't look great, but it looks better than it did before. So for me, that's a fucking win. Let me go to Nexus Mods. It's called Oh So Shiny. I was telling them, like, you know, you could just call it like Better Cubemaps or something, you know, because they don't like natively speak English. But it was really cool. So Oh So Shiny, and it's called It Shines. Oh, is this a new one? No, I think this is the one I downloaded. Demon Ruins kills eyes as usual. Yeah, that's about right. But basically, oh my god, I forgot to mention, the main reason behind this mod is to destroy that blue oil slick goddamn look that has been plaguing DSR for, well, ever. You know, previous to my mod, like DSR just had this issue where you would see these like specular looking oil slicks, and it was not fixed through any traditional method, through params. But anyway, so here's the Oh So Shiny mod, which is very cool, and I'll have a link in the description, obviously. So it's the All Armor Weapon Shield Enhanced to 4K 2K AAWSE. That's what the mod I used for upscaling of armor. And you can tell, like, from this to look at all that rugged detail. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So those are two mods I'd recommend. And yeah, let me know if you try them out, because I think they're really cool. And I'd always like to show other mods that I use or use with my mod, or even if not even using with my mod, just for fun. Which, ooh, actually, that reminds me. I'm on a hot streak here. So I know it's going to seem a little like all over the place, but I promise you this is worth it. Well, that was pretty fucking awesome, right? And so yeah, definitely go download the Pixel Souls Demastered. I think it looks fucking awesome. It's so cool. It's so wild that, like, because actually the great Graham Cracker who made it, which we've talked before, and they've helped me with some mod related stuff, but they were like, wow, we are really making essentially opposite mods. And I'm like, yeah, completely different. I love it though. I love that this community can have one mod like mine focusing on graphical enhancement, and then there's one that actually makes it like pixel style and has this sort of like, oh, I love the music, and how they demastered everything, made the audio more like the Nintendo Switch version, where it had like low audio quality, and oh, the texture work, and a lot of work went into that. I'd seen some of the progress over the weeks and months, but that is so cool. So please download that. I'm going to have a link to the video, the trailer for it, the Nexus mods. Please subscribe to them. Give them a bunch of love in the comments. Let them know the FromSoft servers have come to download that mod. I would appreciate that. And speaking of that, if you enjoyed this video, you know, a like helps me, and share it and subscribe if you haven't already. We flew past 6,000 subscribers. Now we're 6.1 something, whatever. Flying towards 10K. Can we make 10K before the end of the year? Maybe. Just maybe. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.